So, I have a confession to make. I made a mistake. I've already watched the Nintendo Direct. I did it already. I couldn't help it. It was there. It was news. It was wonderful. I had to watch it when it happened on my lunch break because I was at work like an everyday person that has a 9 to 5. Beside the point. I'm sorry, but I'm going to react to other people watching Nintendo Direct. Let's go find someone. I think I found someone. All right, we're locked in. Here we go.
Hot take, spicy take, fiery, picante flavor take. This was not a bad Nintendo Direct.
It was not.
It was not. It simply was not bad.
Correct.
Was it maybe a disappointing Nintendo Direct? Was it maybe similar to the one we got last September where it wasn't terrible, it just was kind of like not quite the Nintendo Direct that Nintendo should have delivered?
Yeah, expectations.
Perhaps.
Expectations.
But it was not bad. There was actually a lot of really good stuff in here.
Hang on, hold up. This is what you call it, entitled it. I was being rage baited about him being raged. YouTube does this to me. Yeah, expectations.
Perhaps.
Expectations. I want to know what I'm getting into.
Let's just talk about the stuff that stood out to me. And there actually was there was quite a lot.
There was a lot. And I'm going to say this. There was a lot of good things. Really good things. Now, I know a lot of you are like, it's a bunch of old games. That the fact that they're putting a bunch of old games on hardware that can actually take it, that can actually do it, also tells you the confidence that they have in the system. They're confident. They were confident before. They're confident now. I think Switch 2 era is gonna be peak Nintendo. Switch was cool, and I do like being able to play the Switch. Clickety-clackly, in my hand. I like playing in the living room on as a console for a lot of games better than sitting here at the desk with the screen so close to my face. They've peaked the innovation, and now they have the hardware to push it further and be like they used to be. So, the fact that they're pulling all these games that not necessarily are just the old games, but add-ons from the old games. Like, there's more that they've added on. This means that they are sold and 100% into what they have, and they know that they are about to kick some butt, and they need to. Now they can screw it up. We've seen them do it in the past. But they're ready to go. Let's sit back.
Chronologically, let's start by talking about the third parties, which I guess I recognize is going to be most of this discussion, is the third parties. The funny thing about this Direct is that, I don't know, if this were a partner Direct, it would have been the best partner Direct, hands down, 1,000,000 times over. They really, really brought the third parties. So many ports.
Again, they're believing in it. They believe. Gotta believe it.
And it's one of many reasons why I feel like this Direct was good. It's just that, I don't know. You can't look at a Direct all by itself, just what it offers. You have to look in the greater context and, expectations kind of matter. And,
I know we were looking for some Pokemon. Who wasn't looking for some Pokemon? All right. I'm talking to myself now. But look at what it is. Man, so much self-discovery here. Let's get to it.
The Switch 2, if anything, is outpacing the Switch 1 in terms of really great ports, and the ports are performing way better. They are better ports, and yet somehow there's less wow factor, because on the Switch, it was so much more impressive whenever they got one of these games running on Switch.
It wasn't impressive, it was sad that they had to make it run on terrible hardware. I mean, I guess it's a positive spin on it. They couldn't do it on the hardware, and that sounds like a problem. I don't want a system that I can't run games on. I'm paying you money, Nintendo, that I work my 9 to 5 for. Thing better do stuff. Okay.
And so now we're getting all of these ports. It should just be better. On paper, this is just a way better scenario. And yet, because it doesn't have that wow factor, it almost just feels like Nintendo's catching up with them, So I don't know. I don't even know how fair that is, but I think that might be kind of what's going on, because really though, so many ports, not just leftovers, but a lot of really great games, many of which are like on their way. They've not even been released yet. Capcom brought a whole bunch. They announced that they were finally developing Monster Hunter Wilds for Switch 2 a few days ago. They didn't show that here, but then on top of that, here they showed off Onimusha, Way of the Sword, Dragon's Dogma 2, and Devil May Cry 5.
But I think what we're missing here is this is someone who's immersed into games and does it very successfully on YouTube. For a casual person who has played a little Pokopia, who's played some Pokemon because I have a problem, I'm like, oh, there is more games that I could be playing that I like that I didn't know about, because if it's on Steam, be real, I feel like I have to sit down and devote 3 hours. Guys, I got kids and they're adorable, and I can't spend 3 hours playing video games as much as I used to. Having this as an option for something I can just chill in the living room with, oh man, these look great. Honestly, I probably would buy them on Steam, or not on Steam, I probably would buy them on the Switch, because I can pick it up and go. The confidence of the hardware that I know that I can buy it and I perform it. Some games just don't run on the Steam Deck. That's an issue. Some games didn't really run on the Switch. Oh man, oh the Switch. All right, let's get back to this.
They look good. They look solid. Yeah, those first two in particular, they not like the highest frame rates ever, but they look pretty darn stable.
Hi, Dad.
Hi.
It looks different in here.
It looks different in here because I put lights up and stuff for recording.
Did you did that?
Did that?
What?
Did what? What did I do? What is that?
That? A dinosaur.
A dinosaur? What if I said it was a dragon?
I think it was.
What did you say?
I think it was a dinosaur.
You think it was a dinosaur?
Like a soda for me.
You got soda for me?
2.
2? You guys must really love me. Now I'm getting judged for the messy bed.
Can I do it?
All right. Back to it.
Yeah, out of all of those, Dragon's Dogma, that's the one that appeals to me most.
The fact that they're introducing old games with a little bit extra, mint. Because it makes it worth it buying.
Pretty exciting, the idea of I still don't know if I will. It's always hard to jump into these big, massive RPGs. But that's a game that's really, really high on my list of games that I would like to play. And so now it's coming to Switch too. That is a tasty, tasty prospect. So it's really great to see Capcom just supporting the heck out of Switch too. So yeah, again, like that's a
Capcom, you're doing right. You're doing right.
Rayman Legends Retold, that was announced for Switch 2. That's another pretty cool one.
Look at the dragons. They look so cool.
Ninjala 2, The Uncharted Planet. I don't actually know how popular the first Ninjala game.
I never heard Ninjala. Okay, now I think about it. I think I did hear it once. I don't know. This looks like a niche game. I'm kind of with him on this one.
Then we had back-to-back announcements. Lords of the Fallen 2 and Lies of P Complete Edition, two very, very high-profile Souls-likes. Lords of the Fallen I have not gotten to play yet. Lies of P I did play and loved the absolute heck out of it.
I'm so glad that he's played it and he can tell me that he likes it, because I didn't think much of it when it released. But again, now that it's on Switch 2, I might want to get it. It might be a game that I will sit with the controller and just chill on the couch and just get destroyed by the enemies, because I'm pretty bad at video games. But this is why I think this Direct was good, is because it's reintroducing games that people might have been like, hey, I don't really want to sit and play it on the computer, but I want to play it on a console. It's all about bringing some of these titles to a console that matters to me. Because like PlayStation, I can't buy all the consoles, man. I'm a Pokemon fan. Like I'm gonna play Pokemon. I'm gonna buy Nintendo to play Pokemon. With what they're doing with this Direct, it makes me feel better about what they're trying to do. It makes me feel better, more confident, and that's, I think, the whole point of this is they're confident.
Around to playing the DLC, so it's very, very cool that it's coming to Switch 2, and it's going to include the DLC. So yeah, 2 Souls-likes, one of which looks very, very good, and then another, one of my favorite games of the last, I don't know how many years. Just an extremely good game. I will always say it is everything as good as a FromSoft game. Just super excellent. So again, 2 big wins.
That's good to know.
Then we had Metaphor ReFantazio, another one, another huge port. Game looks really, really super incredibly good. Now it's coming to Switch 2. Awesome. Then there was this huge Kingdom Hearts collection, like basically the original trilogy and all of their weird, confusing,
I think this is a good move. I think the hard part about Nintendo is the buy-in. The pricing will be interesting if they actually are going to be like $40, $30. $30 for all 3 would be pretty good, but I don't know if they're doing it individually, and it's going to be $30, $40 for each of them. That's going to be the big kicker.
leading into a trailer for Kingdom Hearts 4. Everyone was like joking. Everyone was joking that this would be where they would show off Kingdom Hearts 4, and like we had a legit trailer for Kingdom Hearts 4. Like, again, it's third party, but like you really cannot downplay the importance of a new trailer for Kingdom Hearts.
And that's why this is so good. It's not just old games, but they've incorporated new games. It's literally telling you so much about where everything's going. And they're not going to show you everything all at once. This is just a bit to get you to the next bit to keep you buying games. I think this Direct was a really good Direct. Again, did I want to see Pokemon? Yes.
But and all of that so far was just ports of old games and some upcoming multiplats. Then we had some genuine reveals. Everybody in the chat was spamming Deltarune Chapter 5, Deltarune Chapter 5. I'm not even like up to date on like where that whole development process is, so I didn't actually know if that was realistic or not, but nobody could stop talking about it. And then there it is, we got it. Look, we got it. We got the reveal for Deltarune Chapter 5 right here in this Direct. We had more Piku Niku 2. That probably doesn't seem like that big
What is Piku Niku? Anyone? Someone? Explain.
a deal, but I really liked the first one, so I think it's really cool that we're getting a second one, and it's even in 3D this time.
Okay.
That's neat. Dragon Quest Monsters, The Withered World. I think
Dragon Quest looks so good. Okay, so I am wanting to go head deep into monster capture games. Talking about Pokemon. I have Tim now. I was really close to buying the newer Digimon one. That looks so good. And this is a game that is probably going to be on my wish list.
I think this had been announced at some point recently, but not like fully revealed. So here we got a full reveal. That's pretty cool too, even if the game looks a little rough, I'm not gonna lie, but I don't know. That's still
rough?
Pretty cool.
It's a style.
Final Fantasy Resonance.
Okay, hang on, hold on. I need to put my glasses on. Hang on, guys. All right. I got Lego Eevee. Boss got it for me. Tastes pretty sick. For my birthday. It was great. Oh, look. The reflection of my glasses. Wonderful. Phenomenal. Look at my light that's illuminating my face. I used to do school photography. I didn't do it for very long. But I've thought about inventing glasses that tilt. So when you take a photo, if you put them straight on, they're going to get the glare. But if you could tilt them naturally, they take that glare out and they look better in photos. But I just look weird now.
Recently, but not like fully revealed. So here we got a full reveal.
The characters
That's
look
pretty
good.
cool
They're
too.
Stylized.
Even if
yes,
the
there
game
is
looks
little bits.
A little rough. I'm not gonna lie.
There's
But I don't know.
there's a little bits everywhere, but I don't. Sometimes a game is stylized in a certain way that is not realistic. This is a softer type stylization that is meant to entice a bigger, broader base of people. So kids would play this more. Yes, the art choices are going to have this natural, like, some of the lining is going to be different, especially on these fluffier ones. Could it look better? There's a possibility. But at a certain point, it's supposed to look cutesy. That's the goal.
That's still pretty cool. Final Fantasy Resonance.
See,
I may actually do a whole entire video just on this game right here.
So again, art style, it's pixelated. But then again, a lot of people like this style. Is this a mobile game or a remake of something? That's what I read somewhere. Hang on, hold up. You know what? This is a good ChatGPT moment. Hey chat, is that Final Fantasy game that they did in Nintendo Direct, is that a new game or is it based off of something else, like a mobile game or something?
The fantasy game shown in the recent Nintendo Direct is indeed new. It isn't just a remaster of a mobile game or a rehash of something old. They're launching it as a fresh title, though details on its exact inspirations or connections to previous entries weren't included in the search results.
All right, so it is a new game. I was wrong.
Final Fantasy in like 20 years or something. That's a big deal. I feel like that's a very, very big deal. I know it's like kind of sort of based on like a mobile game, but it's not completely, but whatever. We'll talk about it more later. I don't know. I think that's a pretty darn big deal. And then we finally got more footage of Duskbloods.
I didn't even know this was a thing, guys. It looks so good. I wonder what
that was another one that's actually pretty disappointing. That's really
what?
It really didn't show much, but it was nice that it came up again. All that to.
But it showed something. Be grateful. Be grateful what you get. See, is this one of those moments? It's like, just give me the game. I'm excited for this one. I think he is too.
Which does naturally lead us to the first party content, which, yeah, didn't quite hit the way that we were hoping or expecting. Again, we'll talk about that more at the end. Let's hit the highlights. The whole presentation began with Rhythm Heaven Groove. And even if this wasn't like the big, crazy bombshell, rocket fuel kind of beginning for a direct where it's, oh man, I can't believe it started with something like that. It wasn't quite that, but it was still really solid.
It was
because
on the slower
I
pace.
have assumed all of this time. I mean, they announced this darn game like, over a year ago or something. I've assumed all of this time that this would be a Rhythm Heaven game. Like, it'll be fun. Maybe I'm like a little bit doubtful that I would.
It's something that my kids would play. Other than that, maybe party, maybe fun, 10, 15 minutes. Meh.
Would spend the money on it if I wasn't gonna like do a review. It's kind of got the feel of some of those Switch games. They're just like, yeah, it's fun if you're into this series, kind of a niche thing, but kind of a lot of money for the content on offer. However, here they did a heck of a job selling me. Arguing for the overall value proposition. Apparently this is not just a regular old Rhythm Heaven game. It's got a whole bunch of other modes and stuff. I did not
I did like this. This was an interesting way to do a battle with rhythm. Doing certain moves depending on how you do the rhythm. I thought that was cool. I am Legend of Dragoon fan. They came out with Expedition 33. I played a little bit of it, but again, I can't sit and remember someone's attacks for 2 hours. It's like in Yu Yu Hakusho when he spent almost an hour learning, Valkyrie or whatever that guy in the forest thing was, and he spent the whole hour trying to memorize his attacks so he could attack up. That's how I feel about Expedition 33. I'm like, ah! But this is a very interesting interaction how Final Fantasy went, and he's like, you actually move around and hit and do stuff. This is a way to have a turn-based or pretty much a turn-based or a live type action without actually having to run around and hit things exactly at the right moment. Some of us, our brains are slow. We getting older.
Then they announced the inevitable DLC for Pokemon Pokopia. We're getting a full expansion pass, which is going to be releasing content starting in August and then going through into next year. It looks like there are going to be 2 new towns. There's going to be a bubbly basin, an underwater town, and then the second content update is going to be, it looks like it's just,
I thought there was
just
3.
something, some other additional features or something,
I thought
followed
there was
by
3, but maybe I didn't read it right. All right. So, Bubbly Basin. Oh, part 2 is going to be a new feature. And then part 3 is going to be another town. So the towns in this game, towns have a lot. They're going to add more Pokemon. They're going to add more blocks. The fact that we're getting for free that you can build underwater is really good. I haven't really tried it. Haven't beaten the game. But it really depends on how much money you make. Depends on how much money you have. Depends on how much money you can spend. And that's really what it comes down to. Hey, Editing Huck here. Wanted to pause real quick. If you're still watching this, thank you so much. Because there's probably only 40% of you watching it to this point. I really appreciate it. This video was about 2 hours long when I recorded it. And it's getting to the point where I need to start cutting a lot. If you didn't notice, I have cut quite a bit of the original video, so make sure you go back and watch his video. There should be a QR code link in the description, so you can go watch the actual one. I might be skipping a little bit more. I'm probably just going to go cut to the end here on the biggest reveal that I cared about. If you guys want to see more of these videos, I really did enjoy editing. But leave a like, comment below. Let me know if you like this style of video. I want to continue to do it, but hey, I got kids yelling in the other room as it is. So, just let me know, and we're going to continue on. Thank you.
Of course, finally, at the end, the one more thing. Yes. Yeah, okay. It seems all of the leaks have been true. Just all of them. I fully expect all of the leaks to be real going forward. I think in September, it's going to be all of the other games that were
leak YouTubers heyday time. Like, people are just going to be making up stuff. But this is what we needed. I knew once I saw it, I'm like, oh, they're not going to show gameplay. And I wanted gameplay so bad. I wanted to see the gameplay. Because for me, the most important about this game has to be the gameplay. It has to feel good. It has to feel good when I'm moving Link around and attacking and battling. It has to feel good. And if they mess that up, they mess up the whole game. I like that. I do like
but we're not covered in this direct. Ocarina of Time remake. And of course, this is going to be its own whole separate video. So I will only mention it briefly here. But Ocarina of Time remake. It was real.
Yeah.
And it closed out this presentation.
Uh-huh.
And it's another thing where it's a big deal. It is. And so now,
come on,
just
tell
like
us how you truly
one
feel.
last time, I want to point out that like there was so much good stuff in this direct. There really was.
What? I want your opinion.
All of the third-party stuff I
what
talked
do you think about
there
the
was even
graphics?
more that I didn't mention. I think even some stuff was revealed in like the sizzle reel.
You literally could have leave it for another
and
game.
then you've got a reveal for an
video.
Ocarina of Time
How
remake,
dare
which
you.
itself is a really big deal because it does look like it's a full-blown, really good-looking remake. But again, talk about all that later. A full reveal for the next Xenoblade game, plus a bunch of Switch 2 editions. A reveal for Switch Sports Resort, which
holding out on me. I'm going to give you my opinion. I wanted to react to your opinion, but no, you held it. This is what I wanted the whole time. It looks good. The only problem with the visuals that I have is how, because these type of visuals, when I see these type of games, I'm afraid of how it feels. That's just my fear. My fear is how the game feels. What are they going to do behind the scenes? Like, is this going to be like a Skyward Swords attempt where you can, with the controller? I really hope they don't gimmick it up. I hope they don't introduce a new gimmick, unless it is the best gimmick they've ever thought of and it works for this game, but I don't think so. I need to be able to run, hack, slash, and use my items really well. And the one thing that I do want in this video, or in this game, I want them to expand. I don't want them to change. I want them to expand how the map feels, expand on the dungeons and the feelings and the strategies that you use within them. I want them expanded, not redone. I want to be able to go to the Forest Temple and feel like I'm playing the first time I played. This this was one of my first games. Now, I did play Sega Genesis. I did play a lot of Sonic. That was its own era. But when it comes to the Nintendo 64, this was the game I spent hours playing, and I loved every second of it. I loved it so much, I would repeat playing as Child Link. I love the Child Link stages. The 3 stages, I loved them. Kinda hated Jabba's belly, but I loved it. I almost memorized the first 3. They can do it. They can also mess it up. That's where I'm at. There is more. There's a lot more that he will discuss, and I'm going to let you guys go and watch the rest. My overall thoughts. This is a person that has played a lot of video games and has their own opinion on how video games are and how video games work and the games that they want to play. And that's where he's coming from, and I think that's a great perspective. I think you should watch more opinions too. If you're really into these reaction type stuff, you should watch other people's reactions to get a understanding on how everyone who owns a Switch actually feels about it. I think he brought up some really good points. Comment on its video. Let him know what you think about it, because I have let you know what I think. And until next time, guys, bye-bye.